All right, it says we are live. Welcome. For anybody that missed it, I've already put the Tunisian stitch up for this week, which is Pearl's Grid. And sorry if I keep flicking my ears. My hair's gotten just long enough that it pokes me right in the ears. But anyway, welcome to Friday Sews, which is a hashtag put on by Jen at today's In Jen's Sewing Room to talk about our sewing projects and life in general, and just to catch up for anybody that's a sewist or a crafter or anything. So, hi, Pam. Welcome. I'm going to move my laptop over so I don't have to keep looking too far off to see the chat. So, I guess I'll share what I've completed this week, and then we'll go into my plans for this coming week. And I forgot to grab something. So last week I talked about this piece of fabric that we did a prompt game as part of my artist side of myself. Hi, Barbara. And it was a bigger piece than this, but this was the piece that we had created doing a prompt game on a piece of muslin that has been backed with some interfacing. I like to do these games like this occasionally, where we create our own print, and then we can turn it into things like this pencil case. So I made this on Carol's channel, the Magical Touch Studio. I'll try to remember to put a link to Carol's channel. Actually, I tried to put a link to the video that I made this on. Yeah, I think I did it on video with Carol. But it zips and it's totally lined. It's just a simple little bag. And this, I have some 4-inch zippers. So I think I'm going to cut this in half somehow, which might be hard because I've already put beading on it. I might could cut it like right between, no, I'm going to have to think on this a little bit. But I have some small zippers that I was thinking could make some cute little pouches out of my remaining piece here. One way or another, I'm going to use this. I could almost make a glasses case out of this. I might have to take some of my beadwork off and then put it back on. No problem. It's just sewing beads on by hand, whatever. But anyway, that's what I did with half of that, is I made a pencil case. Hi, Mary Lou. Hi, Janet. Then I am participating in a challenge that's been put up and out there on Instagram by 85th and Wade is where I heard it came from. But I looked at her original video just now, and there's another gal involved with this. If you're not subscribed to 85th and Wade, she could use our help to get up there. She's only got like 583 subscribers, and she's just cute as she can be. She's just got a really nice personality. I really enjoyed her video. And so I finished my overalls. So this is going to be kind of a sneak peek. I am not going to try them on or anything. They fit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Scott to go with me, and I'll wear these with just a ready to wear t-shirt. And I'm going to go to a park to get pictures of me in my overalls because it's all about playing. But here's the peak of my overalls. It's got a nice big pocket at the front. And the reveal day on Instagram is the 26th. So I got to go get these pictures put together. So I made these. For out of that fabric I got at the Goodwill and Traveler's Rest for $2. This hardware, these two here were like $5.50 something. And then the buttons for a package of them was another like $5.50. So it was about $11 just for the hardware. So, but anyway, for less than $20, I've got denim overalls. And then the back pockets are on here. And this fabric with the swirls on it, it makes it almost look like I intentionally put things here and there, but it just worked out. It really did. Like on this pocket on the front, it looks like I placed this here so that the curly cues would continue. And I lined the bib and the straps with this cute fabric. The internal pockets, they're all one big piece. And there was something that I've never seen happen before. And I've got the pattern right here. And I'll show you what it was real quick. I found this quite irritating, in fact. Let me pull out that pattern piece. Let's see. Here it is. This is the piece I need. All right. So they had all the pieces for the components, right? And then there were certain pieces that you were supposed to cut out of the interfacing only. Well, when I was looking at the layout, it showed one piece. Okay, so here's the interfacing pieces. They actually give you pattern pieces, right? All right, except on this pattern. So if you look at this piece, this is the pocket piece. And right here, it says cutting line for interfacing, cut 2. So right here. So they've got that piece there. And then on this side, they've got a piece here that says you need a rectangle to go here. But there's no interfacing pattern pieces, separate pattern pieces. So I just went and got my tracing paper and I traced out the rectangle and I traced out that funky shape thing. So I'd have pattern pieces to cut these two pieces of interfacing. Pam, have you ever seen that before? I thought that was weird that they didn't have the pattern pieces for the interfacing bits and then just have this marked as this is where the interfacing went. I just thought it was crazy. And I have a new appreciation for the construction of bib overhauls. And I think Pam rocks doing overalls. If you didn't know, Pam wears overalls mostly. And I have a new appreciation for it. Now, I have some fabric in my stash that I'm going to make another pair of overalls. So I'm going to wait for the buckles and all of that to go on sale or to pick them up with a coupon. I'm not going to spend that much on buckles. The only reason I did this time was because of the time constraint, because I waited till the last minute to make these. The fabric I have in my stash is some I got from Fabric Mart. It's white, but it looks like it's been brush painted with all different colors. So I'm thinking of making the shorter version so it's more like a play suit than full-on bib overalls. And you haven't seen most pattern companies give you the separate pattern pieces. And then when you looked at the layout instructions, they only showed the one funny shaped interfacing. So if you didn't pay attention, you would have not known that you needed that little rectangle as well. It was weird. You can also use buttons for hardware. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I could and then do buttonholes. That was one thing. And I will note some issues with all the pattern as well, or it might have been me. I ended up where this didn't meet. So I have like this little extra bit. You see that? And it's on both sides. So I don't know if that was normal or if these were supposed to, just be straight down. So I don't know. I love them. They look cute on me. I've never done the where you pound the button together. I've never done those before. This was a lot of firsts for me, Pam. So I am tickled to death with the overalls. And Mary Lou says, why don't you get your hardware off a pair at the thrift store? Yep. And for my $2 fabric, I'm tickled with it. I'm going to hang it back over here. Now there's another Instagram challenge. This little bit here, there's another Instagram or YouTube actually. oh, now I can't remember her channel, but it's a hashtag sew your stash. So you're supposed to use your stash up, and I'm going to try not to buy anything else for the rest of this year and use up. I would love to use about 50% of my stash before I buy something else. We'll see how good I am about that. Now, the other one is you're supposed to take something and turn it into something else. Is it Sew Upcycle? I think that's what it is. And it's put on by Karen and Becky. I forgot to put their channels down below too. But anyway, I made this dress here. And it was from one of those free patterns you get with a magazine. The pockets are too small. You can't put anything in there. Look at these. What is this? What is this? So I'm going to take the pockets off, and I think I'm going to just turn it into a shirt. I don't know. I might do something else, but I have until the end of the month to rework this, because I think it was the choice of my material. When I wear this, and I wear this with leggings, I don't wear this as just a regular dress. I put leggings on under it. It's still here. And ignore the cat hair. It just happens. See, it's down to my knees, below my knees. And what happens when I wear it is, as I walk, this fabric in my behind work to where this pulls back and pulls back and pulls back until it feels weird on my front, and it's just crazy. So I want to do something with this. So any of you guys that sew, if you have some ideas of what I could do with this, that would be great. I thought about, see how the sleeve has a band? I thought about making it a shirt and put a band at the bottom to mimic, what's here. And I think I'd have enough if I cut it off as a shirt. I'll have plenty of fabric to make a band to go at the bottom. So that's the other thing on my challenge list that I want to do. And now, let's see here. I'm hanging it back up so it doesn't become a cat bed. In my description box, I did put a link to something called Trello. Now, Michelle at Michelle Sews Again showed this to me. It's an app you can get, and you can get a free version of it. And she was using it to organize her patterns, and so she'd have them with her all the time. So I've started doing that. So like if I'm shopping somewhere and I need to know something, like the yardage needed for something, I have it with me. So it's this little symbol right here. And then there's my sewing patterns. And then see all my sewing patterns. All I do is I say like woven women's tops, and then I'll put the pattern number, company and pattern number. And then when it opens, it has attachments. No, that's not it. All right, so I've opened that. Where is it? There it goes. And see, I took a picture of the back, and I can blow it up so I can see it. And that way I know what notions I need, and all of that. And I have it with me. I'm slowly working my way through my pattern stash. So I got woven tops, dresses, pants and shorts, overalls, jumpsuits, pants, skirts. And if a pattern combines things, like it has, like this one has pajamas, but it also has, I think, a headband or a hairband and an eye mask, I put that under my accessories as well. I just thought it was really cool. When Michelle was showing it, I was like, I've got to do that, because I would have all of the information with me, which I thought it was a cool thing to put on my phone and have available. So I just wanted to share that because I'm finding it interesting. And after I put it in the, it's TRELLO, I put a red T on the front of the pattern. So I know that I've already added it to the app. All right. And next on sewing is going to be hoodie hugs. Hoodie hugs. And I'm going to cut it out of this fabric. This is a pattern that was developed by, oh gosh, Stephanie Farrell Focus is her channel, I believe. And her pattern requires something with 60 to 100% stretch. So that's what this is. It's a lightweight knit. I live in South Carolina. There is no point in me making anything too heavy and hot because it'll be cold in the morning and by noon it's 70 degrees. So there's just no point in that. But this is just a little dress with a cute little hood on it. You can put the hood up. You can just leave it back there to look pretty. I had really wanted to try to find this turquoise color for the inside of the hood, but I'm just going to go with what I have. I'm going back to use your stash. And so it'll all be out of that. So that's my next sewing project. In that chair back there is the robe and the two blanket projects. I haven't gotten to them yet. The bib overalls were pretty labor intensive. Yeah. Now, as far as any other sewing, I haven't done any and yet. But I have things lined up here and there. Those patterns just need to be put away. I haven't gotten to that yet. I did do a quick cleanup of the area. I do that after every intense project. I do sweep up all the threads and stuff because I don't want the cats to get the thread because they can literally hurt themselves by consuming thread. So I try not to do that. So let me see who else has come in. But I saw Barbara and I saw Janet, Mary Lou, Pam. Howdy Popo. Hello. And there's Kathy. Kathy did a lot of sewing this week. My goodness, lady, you were busy. And Janet put the link in to Carol's video where I made the little pencil pouch. I think that's, you wore the overalls in the 70s, but not since. Well, this challenge came up from 85th and Wade. That's her channel. And I need to get the other lady's channel off her video and I'll put it below. And let's see. But I wanted to make some. Pam inspired me. She wears them. They look comfortable. I like the pockets because the other day when we went to the fair, I had nowhere to put my phone. So now I have plenty of pockets. Pam, have you done the knit pattern for overalls? It's a knit pattern. I'm not sure where it is or I'd show it to you. I've got so many patterns. I need to finish the Trello, getting everything in Trello, and then I need to maybe do a little reorganization of my patterns. All right, so what else have I been up to? I've been working on a crochet project. It's actually, this one's a Tunisian crochet that I've been doing kind of behind the scenes. And I've been using yarn that was in my stash for like 20 years. So this is the yarn I used. And this is I think it's called the full stitch. And I thought, oh, I'll just make a dishcloth. And then I got going and I really liked how it looked. So I was like, oh, I'd like to make a crossbody bag out of that. So then I ran out of yarn. And then I went in my stash and I didn't have anything close except I had navy. So I think it looks okay. So what we'll do is I'll fold this in half. And I was thinking about adding sides to it, but now I'm thinking I'm just going to do it like that. I'll lift it up here in a minute. And then I'll put a strap on it. But I'm going to line this with fabric, and I'm going to put some kind of firm interfacing on the fabric to stiffen this up a little bit. But I thought if I put a nice long strap on it, it would be a cute over the shoulder bag for just days when Scott and I are like doing a road trip and I don't want to carry a whole lot, like a big old wallet and everything. I just want to carry driver's license, debit card, that kind of thing. So that's what I've been working on. I'll show you the sides I started to do. And then at my mother-in-law's, I decided against it. See, I was going to put sides on it this wide. But then I was like, no, I don't want to. I just want it to be basically a flat bag with a handle. So I don't think I want, see, this would make, that would take up, so it wouldn't be as deep because you have to take up the width. Does that make sense? So you have the width of it going up the sides. And I was going to make this long enough that it would go up over my shoulder, but then I didn't like how this looked. So yeah, I'm going to do it. It could almost be a clutch. You know, I could just do a clutch, but I'm one that likes a crossbody bag so that I can put it across. Because if I try to do a shoulder bag, it pulls on my shoulder and hurts too much. So that's my hidden project I've been working on. Then in regular crochet, I bought the yarn to do the crochet along with Mikey at the Crochet Crowd, but I haven't started yet. I have the yarn, I have the pattern to make this thing here. They call it a wrap. It's kind of like a poncho. It's kind of like a shawl. So I guess a wrap would constitute it. The sides aren't sewn. And I don't really think you'd need the buttons. You could just pop it over your head. I bought buttons, but I don't really like how they look here. I don't know. They look exactly like the one in the picture. And Mikey said not to play around too much with changing the shape of the button or anything until you see how it works up. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I've got a ways to do before I'm going to worry about the buttons. And then the other crochet project that I had started and forgot about and just found again, I need to finish it before I start on that. And it's a coat of many colors. Actually, it's a sweater. See? Ooh. And this is the leftover yarn from my temperature blanket. So I'm making myself a very loud sweater. And I think it's going to look cool. So that's what I need to work on. And it's a regular crochet, so I can almost do it without looking, you know. So that's what's in this tote here. And I think that's about it. Today is my mother-in-law's 95th birthday. And we don't really have anything planned or anything. And I think I need to make her a card next. So she's got all these events she does on Fridays, like she gets her hair done, and I think she's going to lunch at somebody's house. I heard her making plans. We got a brand new washing machine yesterday, brand new. And in the first load, we got an error. And Scott was on the phone for probably an hour with the customer service. And yeah, there's something wrong with the motor on that thing. It made a horrible, horrible noise. I told Scott, I said, for that much money, you'd think it would at least work on the first load. So yeah, I've got lots of projects. Lots of happy birthdays. Yeah, so I wasn't real happy, so I called her and I said, "Can I still bring my clothes over?" Because we were getting down to next to nothing waiting on this washer to arrive. And then my mother-in-law she was going, "You should just make them take it back," she said. "You don't want something that's already causing problems." And she was fussing about it. But there's a technician coming out to make sure it's not something we've done. And Scott was like, "We didn't do anything to it. It's just not working." So, yet Scott said they're supposed to replace it if they, when they determine that we didn't do anything to it. We did not pay for installation because, hello, it's putting 2 hoses on it and plugging it in. That's all that's required, except this thing will talk to this thing. I would love just a mechanical appliance. I'm old school. I don't need my phone to talk to my appliances. I just don't need that. I need the appliances to work. So we'll see what Monday brings. They're coming between 1 and 5. The technician is. And of course, Monday is the first day of Scott's new day job. He started teaching last night. He says he's really going to enjoy it. There's some elements to the presentation that he feels could be improved. So he's going to work on that, he said. Yeah, wash my clothes. That's all I need is clean clothes. I don't need to send a message, "Hey, will you wash the clothes to the washing machine?" Yeah, I can remotely start the washer. Well, if I'm not here to put the clothes in the washer, what? I don't get it. Yeah, I think he's going to enjoy the teaching job. And I said, "Is it all men?" Because it's the class he's teaching is electronics for electricians. And he said, "No, it's just a bunch of worker bubbas," he said. And but I think he's really good at instruction, so I'm really kind of glad he took this job on. I wish they'd give us benefits and he would just do this full time. So that's the only reason he's doing the day job. Yep. And see, he was teaching at his last job. He was training at his last job. So it kind of fits. I don't know if there's anything else I want to share as far as Friday sews, but that's about it. Oh dear, Barbara, I'm so sorry. I won't complain about a week then without a washer. Oh, you got it repaired yesterday. Well, Scott said he thinks now the one that broke down he could fix for about $30. So depending on what they do for us, we might get our money back and just fix the old one if this doesn't work. I was just really excited about having a new washer. I haven't had a new washer in years because we bought one on, I don't know if it was Craigslist or off our little Carolina Trader or whatever. We bought a front loader. It was a Bosch. We got it for $400. The lady just didn't like it. And then we found out I think it was because it can get a little smelly. But you know what? The key to that stinky smell in front loaders or any washing machine, and they tell you to get those Tide tablets and run those through with nothing else. Just run the tablet through. Just use a little bit of OxyClean in every single one of your laundry wash loads and it won't get stinky. That's what we do. I put like 2 tablespoons of OxyClean or Biz powder in with every load. You need the oxygenator is all, and it keeps it fresh. Yeah, I just want a mechanical machine. I really do. And stoves. I miss having just regular burners because, you can't put anything heavy. You can't use cast iron very well. It'll tear up those glass tops. We have a glass top, and I like to can things every once in a while, and the weight of a canner can be a problem. Yeah. Hi, Joyce. Oh, let me show you what I do on Wednesdays at noon. On Wednesdays at noon, I do something arty. And then this week we did, I cleaned it up and put it up. Oh, it's underneath. I added the new Happy Meal to my bags. So I have some new stuff in there. So let me show you the green page. Barbara in the chat sent me this pretty journal. I don't know what I got on it here, but we're going to cover the back and front with rainbow something because we're doing a rainbow journal. So we did red, orange, yellow, and green. So here's the green page. I don't know if you can see that there's glitter on there or not. There you go. You can see the glitter on her wings. So I finished this up. I went around the words with some Bic marker, Bic pen. The little tags are here. These come out. Little pocket here. So this is the kind of thing I do on Wednesdays at noon Eastern USA time. And we just do a page in here. When we get this journal filled up, I had some papers come in with some Happy Mail recently. So I folded them together. And I'll just put a cover over this of some sort, and we'll just start another journal. So this has just got some random doilies that Beth sent me, some painty papers, that ledger paper, and just random things, painty papers. And I just made a quick continuation journal. And when I run out of the stuff in those Ziploc bags, we can go back to Bits and Bobs, and I'll move whatever's left in the bags into my Bits and Bobs book, which is all the little bits that end up on my work table, my art table. I put in that. And we just do random things on Wednesdays, but right now the project is this journal. Other things I've done on Wednesdays is like the prompt game on fabric. We've done cards. We just do artsy stuff. Saturday mornings, I try to be on with Carol at the Magical Touch. You can find me there on Saturday mornings. And then some Sunday mornings at 9:00 Eastern, I'm on with Ann Lahr. So I go over and hang out with them for a couple hours on Saturday and Sunday. I have my live at noon on Wednesday. And then on Friday mornings at 10:00, either I come on live or I release a video for the Tunisian crochet, which that went up this morning. And what else have I done? I'm starting to do Friday sews, like right now. And sometimes I'll do it live like this. And then other times I will do it up ahead of time earlier in the week, so I don't have to do everything on Friday. And that's about it. So I need to try to remember everything I said I was going to put in the description box. I should have a notepad here. So anyway, that's all I'm going to share for now. And Mary will be on. The Mary Altier will be on tonight. I can never remember the time. I think it's 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. I hope I have that right. You haven't had any problems? Well, my son has used cast iron on ours, and it's got some funny, scratchy discoloration marks. That's why. Okay, so Janet's saying Mary's 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. Earlier hours of the morning for me. Oh, is when Mary comes on? Yeah, because you're six-ish hours ahead of us. Look, can you see Tippy in the recliner? You can barely see him. He's a white glob on top of the Afghan. Wow. I know when I was doing evenings, a lot of the folks over in UK and Australia and there, they couldn't make it. That's why I switched to doing noon on Wednesdays. So more people could come that said they were missing the, and I also noticed that my views and the number of people in my chats was decreasing with the evening hours. So I said, well, I'll just go at noon and just be done by the evening, and then I can watch somebody else. All right, guys, I'm going to thank you for being here. Next week, I hope to have the hoodie hug dress done and maybe my robe, because Stephanie said this doesn't take long. Once it's cut out and I can use my serger on the entire thing, I will have to switch out thread because I don't think that red thread in there is going to work. I'm going to have to look and see what I have in serger thread. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see some of you later at Mary's. Bye.